Ben Affleck's daughter came out as transgender during her grandfather's funeral.
Hello, my name is Finn Affleck. I'm reading verse 8.
They them then, they them now. Some questioned the timing when your daughter comes out as trans at your dad's funeral, but others asked a more prescient question. Why are so many kids of Hollywood actors and other celebrities transgender? Take Megan Fox. I can't even show you pictures of her 3 sons looking like boys, because they pretty much always looked like this. Jordan Peterson ran the odds of her 3 sons choosing to be transgender. Given the prevalence of transgenders per capita, my brothers in Christ, it's 1 in 27 billion. Or put another way, assuming independence, the chances of all these kids choosing to be transgender is roughly 0.007%. Could the parents have something to do with it? I'm starting to think it might be the parents. But when Robbie Starbuck claimed, quote, "We used to live in the same gated community and our kids played at the park. I saw 2 of them have a full-on breakdown saying they were forced by their mum to wear girls' clothes as their nanny tried to console them." Fox exploded with rage and claimed they've chosen this journey. Really? They've chosen it, have they? 1 in 27 billion? Fox even admitted during pregnancy that she thought one of her children would be transgender. Yeah, Meghan, I'm sure you've had absolutely no influence on them at all. But Meghan's got competition. Carrie and David Grant's 3 daughters now all identify as boys. They them then, they them now. Sean Penn and Charlize Theron's adopted child Jackson. They them then, they them now. Theron said that Jackson looked at her aged 3 and said, "I am not a boy." And she just accepted it immediately and started treating Jackson as a girl. 3 years old. Really? Life-altering decisions when they've just barely learned to talk or use a potty, and you just straight up adopt it. Strange, isn't it, how they're all about not accepting gender norms, yet when their kid suddenly adopts the opposite gender, they immediately accept it. Oh yeah, and Charlize really loves drag queen story time.
There's so many things that are hurting and really killing our kids, and we all know what I'm talking about right now, and it ain't no drag queen.
No more room for hate, only love. And love equals drag queen!
Drag queen! And she's very insistent on you supporting it too.
We love you, queen.
We love you, queen!
We're in your corner and we've got you, and I will fuck anybody up who's like trying to fuck with anything with you guys.
Jamie Lee Curtis, whose home has bizarre artwork on a wall showing a naked child in a box. They them then, they them now. Jamie Lee Curtis's close friend Sigourney Weaver, non-binary daughter. Jennifer Lopez's 16-year-old daughter, close with Affleck's transgender daughter and uses gender-neutral pronouns. Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt's 17-year-old daughter Shiloh. Started out looking like this and asking to be called John.
Right now, Shy's in this thing. First of all, she only wants to be called John. John or Peter.
Now has apparently grown out of it. Imagine the irreversible harm if they just accepted it and plied her with hormone blockers and surgery. Cold turkey may be great on sandwiches, but there's a better way to break your habits. And I'm not talking about going on some transcendental meditation yoga retreat. We're talking about our sponsor Fume, and they look at the problem in a different way. Not everything in a bad habit is wrong, so instead of a drastic uncomfortable change, why not just remove the bad from your habit? Fume is an award-winning, innovative, flavoured air device that does precisely that. Instead of electronics, Fume is completely natural. Instead of vapor, Fume uses flavoured air. And instead of harmful chemicals, Fume uses all-natural, delicious flavours. It's a habit you're free to enjoy and makes replacing your bad habit easy. Your Fume comes with an adjustable airflow dial and is designed with movable parts and magnets for fidgeting, keeping your fingers occupied, which is helpful for de-stressing while breaking your habit. Ooh, yes, indeed. That'll be the crisp bin. Nice and fresh. I can see why it's their best seller. The surprise really hits when you realise it tastes way more flavourful than you'd expect. Base was launched in January. It's a weighted stand to rest your Fume on when it's not in use, with a magnet inside that keeps your Fume attached. The Fume device can be spun around on it, which is good for fidgeting. Stopping is something we all put off because it is hard. But switching to Fume is easy, enjoyable, and even fun. Fume has served over 150,000 customers and has thousands of success stories, and there's no reason that can't be you. Join Fume in accelerating humanity's breakup from destructive habits by picking up the Journey Pack today. Head to tryfume.com/PJW or scan the QR code and use the code PJW to get 10% off when you get the Journey Pack today. The Fume Solano also just launched last November. You can upgrade your Journey Pack to the Solano to enjoy the premium walnut barrel, an onyx black coated mouthpiece that has a smoother finish, and still get 10% off. That's tryfume.com/PJW. And use code PJW to get an additional 10% off your order today. But this phenomenon isn't just in Hollywood, it's celebs in general. Former NBA star Dwayne Wade's son. They them then, they them now.
We are proud parents of a child in the LGBTQ+ community.
They hope it inspires other families to listen, to respect, and to love.
Cher's daughter, Chaz Bono. They them then, they them now. And this isn't an exhaustive list by any means. The video would be 3 hours long. I could go on and 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 on. Some claim these celebs are imposing these identities on their children as a trendy fashion accessory. Others say it's a normal ratio given the deluge of Gen Z kids suddenly identifying as transgender. A decision I'm sure they arrived at completely independently with no social engineering whatsoever. But others see a darker side, drawing parallels between this phenomenon and that so many child actors in Hollywood grew up to be so messed up. Embroiled in an entertainment industry from day one, notorious for inflicting upon its victims some of the worst abuse imaginable. Last year, 250 Hollywood celebrities signed a letter demanding big tech censor those who campaign against life-changing gender surgeries on children. They're really keen on you not questioning this, aren't they? Despite the huge proportion of trans kids who may just be struggling with autism, which causes body image issues, despite the egregious harm that was exposed during the Tavistock scandal, where 97.5% of its gender patients had autism, and yet hundreds of children were rushed onto puberty blockers without therapy or adequate parental consent. Despite the revelations of the recent 4-year Dr. Cass study showing dangerous puberty blockers are being doled out like candy and don't even ease symptoms of gender dysphoria, despite the increasing number of detransitioners going public to say their childhoods were ruined.
My name is Chloe Cole, and I am a detransitioner. Another way to put that would be, I used to believe that I was born in the wrong body, and the adults in my life whom I trusted affirmed my belief, and this caused me lifelong, irreversible harm. I speak to you today as a victim of one of the biggest medical scandals in the history of the United States of America. I speak to you in the hope that you will have the courage to bring the scandal to an end and ensure that other vulnerable teenagers, children, and young adults don't go through what I went through.
Despite a recent 15-year landmark study that just found children who experience confusion regarding their gender identity grow out of it and go on to feel content with their lives as men and women. By the age of 25, just 4% said they still often or sometimes felt discontent with their gender. Will these celebrity kids even be given that option? Why do you think so many Hollywood kids identify as transgender, and often at such an early age? Let me know in the comments down below. If you value what I do and you want to help support me, please visit pauljosephwatson.locals.com and either pledge a one-time donation or subscribe to join my community, get early access videos, and message me directly. And exclusive live streams coming soon too. Promise. Check out the Locals link down in the description. And don't forget to take a look at the brand new website modernity.news. That's where you'll find all my content, including exclusive articles. That's modernity.news.